Hey guys, wonderhussie here in my temporary command center, or at least that's what I was calling this in my last video. If you watched my last video that I was talking about while I was kissing and telling about some of my past boyfriends, I filmed that in a place that I was calling my temporary command center. Now, why would I be in a temporary command center? Well, it's because I'm having some work done on my shack. That's right, I finally creaked open my wallet. And with Carlo, Jack, and Westina Sofina's help, I'm having some adjustments made. Let's just say that. I don't want to say too much about it yet. But in the meantime, I can't stay in my shack. I had to clear everything out of my shack, in fact, because one of the things I'm having done is leveling out that miserable floor. And might I say, it was high time. I mean, I can't call myself wonderhussie if I'm living in conditions like that, right? It just simply wouldn't be worthy of the name. A little something for you foot guys out there. Anyway, if I can't stay in the casita, well then, where am I staying? Well, I still have to be on the property to kind of help out and advise. So I couldn't go too far, but I couldn't move into the main house because the main house is crammed full of my crap. I had to move everything out of my shack and store it in the office room in our main house. And so there's really no room for me to... Yeah, I could have slept on the couch in the living room, but my sister, God bless her, needs some time away from me. And so lucky for me, I had a trailer to stay in. That's right, my cozy little vintage travel trailer that I towed all the way down to Quonset to test out what it would be like to live as a nomad. Just kidding. Why would I stay in a travel trailer with no toilet, no running water, no heater, no electricity for, gosh, 5-6 days, however long this ends up taking, when I have options, okay? You might not realize this, but that's not the only trailer we have around here. Okay, in addition to my busted old vintage travel trailer, we also, here at the Death Valley compound, have a fifth wheel. You guys know what a fifth wheel is, right? It's a giant travel trailer that's designed to hook into the bed of a pickup truck so that you can drag its immense, enormous weight all around the country, wherever you want to go. Only in the case of this travel trailer, it doesn't go anywhere. It just sits down here on the lower level of our compound. Okay, the house and my shack and everything is up top, but down here we also have some storage space for not just my travel trailer, but also this fifth wheel and also my rig. Since I'm staying down here for the duration of this project, I figured I might as well just park right in front of my temporary command center, aka this glamorous 1990 something fifth wheel. I can't remember exactly what year this thing is, but it's a Nomad by Skyline, and it looks like it's seen some action. I think the guy we bought the house from must have towed it around at least a few places before parking it here and sort of leaving it to, well, I was gonna say rot here in the desert. It's not exactly rotting, although the way these tire covers are, you can't have anything out here without it completely disintegrating because it gets so hot here in the summertime and it's so dry that, man, everything just gets brittle and turns to dust, basically. Like even my own shoes and stuff. I had 110 pairs of shoes, high heels and such when I moved out here from Vegas, and obviously I don't wear high heels out here very often. You know, this is more of a flip-flop kind of place. Or I guess technically it's more of a boot kind of place because of the rattlesnakes. But anyway, every now and then I do want to go get one of my pairs of old high heels and put them on to go out to Vegas or something, and half the time when I take something out of my closet that's been in there for a few years, it has basically disintegrated. Matter of fact, when I went to Barstow last October, I was invited to this fancy party, and so I brought these cute little strappy black sandals. Well, guess what? They'd been in the closet for a few years, and the friggin' sole of one of them fell clean off halfway through the party. Anyway, all of that is just to say that things do have a way of disintegrating out here. But fortunately for me, especially this week, this fifth wheel isn't really in that bad of shape. You might remember I showed the inside of this in a video a few years ago when Mike Z was coming out here to put on a new front door for me. We had to get his bachelor quarters ready for him. And so I showed the interior of this back then. But I'm going to go ahead and show you again what it looks like in my temporary command center. I guess you could call it the Shack 2.0. Now, the first thing you might notice is, well, there's a piece of the screen missing. There's supposed to be a little sliding door here, and who the hell knows? It probably blew off into the desert at some point in the distant past. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about bombers and bugs because it's been pretty nice weather since I've been down here. I've been staying down here for, well, I'm posting this video on Sunday, but I'm shooting it on Wednesday. So as of Wednesday, I've been down here 4 days. By the time you're watching this, I will have been down here almost an entire week, which is a long time to stay in a temporary command center. Anyway, here it is. This is what I'm dealing with. And honestly, after staying in my vintage travel trailer for a week in Quonset, this feels like a mansion. You know, it's like what Wandering Jeepsy said about moving into that mini school bus after having lived in a Jeep for all those years. It's all relative. And honestly, the square footage in here isn't that much smaller than my shack was anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I have sometimes thought of just moving down into this little fifth wheel full time because it's so small and so easy to keep clean, and it's weirdly dust proof. Okay, I'm in a constant battle with dust up in my shack, even though I caulked all the windows closed. I caulked them. You cannot open any of the windows in there, which, oh, it's a ventilation nightmare. And the door that Mike Z put on is very well weather stripped. Even with all of those precautions, dust gets in everywhere, but weirdly not so in this fifth wheel. Yeah, there's a little bit of dust on this coffee maker, but it's pretty clean in here. And so yeah, I have thought like, oh, maybe I should just get rid of the shack and move in down here. But obviously I'm not really going to do that because we need this as our guest quarters. You know, anytime somebody comes to stay at the compound, this is generally where they get put up. And some of this stuff we do keep down here all the time. Like, I don't know, probably some of these books and decorations were in the video I made getting ready for Mike Z to stay here. Certainly hung up this Barbarella poster and some of these little vintage Betty Page postcards and this nudie poster. All of that stuff was put up for Mike Z's benefit. And then Jessica stayed in here too once. My friend Jessica, who shot my last 2 pinup calendars, she stayed in here when she was shooting the 1 pinup calendar. Actually, she shot my last 3 pinup calendars. I think the first time she stayed in here. And so, well, she's a goth, so we put some kind of like goth accents up for Jessica. But pretty much the rest of this crap is my stuff, because if I'm going to be living down here for a week, well, I might as well make it feel comfortable and homey, right? So, you know, I got my little mini altar here with my home is a place some never find, and my "you've come a long way, baby." Both important sentiments during a time like this. And of course I brought some scented candles down here so that the place wouldn't smell musty and weird. And I even brought this cool lamp. A very kind viewer, sent me this badass antique lamp. It's a naked lady holding up this beautiful stained glass fan. But what's remarkable about this naked lady is that it's not just any naked lady. This is the figure of Audrey Munson. Okay, if you don't know who Audrey Munson was, I guess she was like one of the first famous models. She was a famous nude model or figure model back in the early 1900s. And so a lot of, when you see these buildings in New York that have nude women's bodies on them holding up grapes or whatever, a lot of those were based on this actual woman, Audrey Munson. And this very kind viewer got me this lamp because of my background as a nude model. I guess he felt like it was kind of appropriate, which I 100% agree that it is. Okay, other than my BS decorations, this thing basically has everything I need. I mean, there's a 4-burner stove here. I'm not trying to, oh wait, 3-burner stove here. I'm not really trying to cook any meals in here because I don't want the place to smell like grease or food. I've just been eating out or eating up top like I normally do. I don't really cook much anyway. You know, I mostly eat like yogurt, apples, nuts, anything that I don't have to cook and don't have to clean too many dishes. Because I grew up having to wash the dishes every night of my life, and I freaking hate, to this day, I hate washing dishes. I don't even really like getting my hands wet. But if I did have to wash dishes, there is a little sink here. I've got dishwashing soap. I got my drinking water laid in here because, of course, we can't drink the tap water. There's even a microwave down here, so if I wanted to nuke some food, I could. And there's a refrigerator. There's even a freezer. I guess I should back out. There's plenty more bunks in here. There's 2 more bunk beds in there, so if I wanted to have some guests come over, I could. There is a full bathroom. I mean, there's a little toilet and a sink, and there's even a shower with a bathtub. The only downside is there's no hot water in here. I'm not sure, something's wrong with the hot water heater. So I gotta wash my face with cold water at night, which sucks. But on the plus side, I am right down the street from the county bathhouse. Okay, if you've ever been to Tacoma, you know there's a county-owned hot spring. I think it was like the original hot spring in Tacoma. It's owned by the county, Inyo County, and a concessionaire operates it. And they just switched over to a new concessionaire. The new people seem like they're doing a really good job. They're cleaning the place up, fresh coat of paint. I just got my local soaking pass there so I can go down the street and take showers, hot showers, at the county baths. And the bonus with that is, after I take the shower, then I can get in the hot spring and soak. So I guess I don't even really care if there's hot water in here or not. Technically, I guess I could sleep 2 friends in those bunk beds. This folds down. I could sleep 2 more friends there. And then this couch actually pulls out, and I could sleep like 3 more friends there. Boy, I could invite all my friends for a sleepover in here, I guess. I mean, yeah, there's stuff piled up on the couch right now because, you know, I didn't know for sure how many days I'd be down here. And so I brought probably more than I needed, but then too, I needed someplace to store this stuff. I couldn't squeeze it all into the office in the main house. So some of this stuff I just brought down here because I didn't know where else to keep it until this project is finished. Oh, look at that. There's even a CD player and a stereo in here. Exciting. Okay, here's the room I know everybody wants to see. This is the bedroom. It's one of those 5th wheel bedrooms. You know, it's up on the part that hooks into the truck bed. So it's kind of low overhead. The ceiling is low, but you don't need a high ceiling when you're just sleeping anyway. And it's a very cozy bed. I mean, I don't know what kind of mattresses these RV companies use, but this mattress is super comfortable. And my sister has really nice sheets and blankets on it. She did say she didn't wash the sheets, I think, since the last guest, which I think was my friend Scott. So hopefully Scott behaved himself like a gentleman when he slept here, and I don't have anything to worry about. So anyway, this is my temporary command center until the project is finished. This is where I filmed that video I made last week, but believe it or not, the project with my shack isn't the only thing we have going on at the compound right now. Believe it or not, we're in the middle of another project too, and this one is really fun. Okay, you know how we have this giant Quonset hut on the lower deck of our property where we have all kind of crazy parties, where I had my Christmas spectacular. Well, it's just like this big, plain, silver airplane hangar looking thing, and I mean the side of it is just blank and perfect for use as a canvas. And so when my sister and I moved out here, we're like, oh, let's paint a mural on the side of the Quonset hut. And we had all these cool ideas like, oh, we could paint like a psychedelic desert landscape, or we could paint a portrait of Chief Tacoma. That's the Paiute Indian chief who this whole area was named after. We had all these ideas of all these cool things we could paint, but well, we have a lot of other stuff going on, and so we really didn't have the time, or frankly, I guess we didn't have the patience or talent to execute such a mural ourselves. But fortunately, we have a lot of very interesting friends out here, some of whom are very artistic, and so one of them is painting a mural on the side of the Quonset hut. Look at that. We were lucky enough to have this amazing freak, this amazing stud, James, help us paint this thing. I mean, look at that. James, your work is incredible. We appreciate you. And you're wearing your Chief Tacopa hat now. Look at you. I am. They call you Jimmy the Hat?
I'm appropriately dressed now. Some people do.
Oh, okay.
My paint name is Queen James.
Your paint name is Queen James?
Yeah, you know, King James was referred to as Queen James sometimes.
Wait, King James, like the King James Bible?
Yes, he was actually a demonologist.
What?
Yes. Okay, it has to do with mixed monies. There was like all sorts of fighting and witchcraft and...
James! You know. Okay, well, James... Listen, everybody, just so you know, James is one of the most interesting people you'll ever meet. But you also have a heart of gold, and you're an amazing artist. You're executing this thing freaking amazingly.
The chief is coming along. Wildcat himself.
Yeah, that's what Tacopa supposedly means, wildcat in Paiute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're basically just going off of that picture, the one photo that there is of Chief Tacopa.
Oh, well, no, there's actually a couple other ones.
Oh, there are?
Yes. So these clothes would get worn out all the time.
Like he always wore this crazy band leader's jacket?
Yes, and apparently it was red and gold. I didn't know that.
Right, because the picture's in black and white.
Yeah, somebody had sent me the link to it, and I was like, oh, wow, that's very interesting. And so there are other photos where he's wearing a top hat, but he's not dressed quite this well. I mean, this is the famous photo of Chief Tacopa.
Okay, if you guys don't know anything about Chief Tacopa, well, you obviously haven't watched my video about Chief Tacopa, but he always dressed in a band leader's jacket and a silk top hat with a flower in it. So this is an actual representation, more or less, of what he looked like.
We took a little bit of liberties here.
And James, that's why we hired you. We like liberties. But James, your hat kind of reminds me of Chief Tacopa's hat. Now, did you start wearing that because of Chief Tacopa?
No, actually, I used to wear a top hat. It went missing for a while. And then I wore the cowboy hat when I first met you.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like a substitution, which is now at Villa Anita.
Okay, James had a cowboy hat. You know how I wear that cowboy hat with the feathers and crap all over it, and somebody told me I like Richard Petty in it? Well, when I first met James over at the brewery, it was like, oh my God, my hat twin. We both had very similar cowboy hats. But so you were just wearing that until you could get your top hat back.
I found this at the Goodwill
in Pahrump.
Yes.
Oh, hey guys, hot tip: the Pahrump Goodwill is one of the best. Well, I guess I shouldn't even say this because then everybody will come buy all the good stuff. Forget I said anything. Okay, well, I think it's a great look. And so you got a tarot card stuck up in there? What's going on?
Yeah, there's the Ace of Swords. Which is like the sword of truth. You know, it's like the card of truth.
Okay.
You know, whereas the truth is somewhere in the middle, you know, and it's going through the crown, your crown chakra, so you're trying to... The truth is somewhere in the center. If you notice that's where the sword is at, it's center.
The truth is somewhere in the center.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel like that's like the wisest of all words in these polarized times.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. You're a wise man, James, in addition to being very interesting and not bad to look at. Ladies, look at him. I mean, he's all buff, built up from... Because you're not just a painter. You do a lot of stuff here in Tacopa.
Yes, the paint yoga.
Yoga?
Oh, yes. Well, we have an aging population here in Tacopa.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, my job is to kind of move things around.
He's got a lot of hula hoops. You make your own hula hoops?
Yes, out of PEX tubing.
Okay, so they're like heavy hula hoops, and that's how you build up your core strength?
Yeah.
See, yeah, he's got paint yoga, he's got hula hooping. I'm going to have to go over to your camp, James, and... I guess take some fitness classes. And by the way, his trailer at his camp over there is even more colorful.
I look forward to seeing you there.
James, we will all come visit you at your camp and do paint yoga and hula hoop at some point in the future. But for now, I just want to give everybody a peek of your friggin' awesome artwork.
Thank you so much,
James,
Sarah.
thank you. Wow. How lucky am I to have people like this in my freaking backyard?
I mean, I feel the same.
What, James, you have an idea for a reality show, don't you?
Yeah, Tacopa Island.
Tacopa Island?
Me and you, together, with everybody else who's crazy here in this town.
So basically, it is kind of like living in a desert island, on a desert island out here, because we're surrounded by emptiness, and the characters and the personalities would lend themselves very well to a reality show called Tacopa Island. So if there happens to be any reality show producers watching... I mean...
We have some characters for you, that's for sure.
Call us. Man, how interesting is he? And how cool is this mural? What's really interesting about it is because the side of the Quonset hut is ridged like that, it's kind of like one of those things you get in a Cracker Jack box. You know what I mean? I think it's called a lenticular thing where you turn it and it's one thing and you turn it in another way and it looks like something else because it's different pictures are printed on different sides of the ridges. Well, that's basically exactly how this Quonset hut mural is. From this side, it looks like he's painting it all yellow. But if we run down to the other side, now it looks like it's purple. Ever-changing artwork. And yes, before you say anything, I am well aware of the fact that, well, I was just a few minutes ago talking about how the desert sun degrades everything and bakes everything and ruins everything. And so yeah, this mural is probably not going to last forever, even though he is using a special kind of metal primer paint, and he's going to cover it with polyurethane when he's done with everything. It's still going to be a piece of ephemeral art, you know, the blasting Death Valley sun. I give it, I don't know, 5, 10 years, but that's kind of part of what will make it so cool is the temporary nature of it. You know, it's something that won't last forever. Kind of like human beauty. Uh-oh. There goes the neighborhood. Ross!
What?
Ross, what are you up to?
No good as usual. What you doing?
Well, same. What are you carrying this wood around for?
Gotta make stuff with it.
Oh, okay. You're making a new leg?
No such luck.
Oh, okay.
I do need one.
Oh, good to see you though, Ross.
Yeah,
How's everything at the mine?
Fantastic.
You doing a lot of tours?
We are.
Okay, good.
You should come back up for one.
Well, Ross, I'm going out of town next week, but when I get back,
You're always
let's
going
do
out
it.
of town.
Well, I'm popular.
Yeah, I know.
And there you have it. One of the downsides to staying in this fifth wheel travel trailer is that apparently it's located along an extremely busy highway with all kind of riffraff coming and going at all hours so that I can't get a moment's peace. What was I saying before Ross rolled up? Oh, I was talking about beauty, and beauty has been on my mind lately because, well, you might be able to tell by the skies above me and especially the skies in that direction. It's been raining a lot here. It's springtime, so it's been sunny and it's been raining a lot, and they're saying that there's supposed to be a superbloom in Death Valley this year. Okay, a superbloom is when the desert gets an unexpected profusion of wildflower blooms. Okay, this happens in Death Valley National Park every 10 years or so, when the whole desert gets carpeted with little yellow flowers, little purple flowers, and all the people from LA come out with their cameras to take pictures of their Instagram model friends. And well, it's great for tourism, and it's an amazing phenomenon to behold. I don't think there's been a superbloom since 2016. It's been like 10 years. And they were saying that this year the conditions were right for another one, because it can't just be rainy and then sunny. It has to be like rainy the previous October, and then it has to get sunny for 2 weeks, and then it has to rain again. I can't remember exactly what the conditions are, but they were saying that they were met last fall and that we were going to have a superbloom. And so I want to drive around Death Valley Park and go look for wildflowers. But unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck here until this project is finished. Even though Death Valley National Park is only about an hour drive from here, if I wanted to drive all around the park and look for wildflowers, it would take all day, and then I wouldn't be able to oversee all the stuff that's going on out here. Fortunately, I think I can go check out some wildflowers here locally. I have to go get water anyways. Okay, like I was saying earlier, we can't drink the tap water here. So once a week, I got to go fill my water jugs at the local water kiosk. And so I'm going to go over there and do that. And while I'm over there, I think I could sneak just a quick little peek into the desert and see if we can find any flowers. Finally, man, I thought I was gonna have to drive clear to Los Angeles to find any wildflowers, but I finally found some right here on the edge of town. Look at this. Dun dun dun! a beautiful hillside covered in these gorgeous yellow, oh gosh, I don't have my wildflower identifying guide with me, but some kind of really pretty daisy. And it smells amazing. Oh my God, I've said this a million times, but if this was smell-o-vision, you guys, whoo! Here, I'll give you a whiff. Take a deep breath. Doesn't that smell incredible? Oh my God, it's like the most amazing, delicate perfume. And it's not just those yellow flowers. Look at that, interspersed amongst all these yellow daisies, there's also all these little purple guys. Look at that. Whew. Boy, I guess I sniffed in some pollen. Anyway, these flowers are all over this hillside, and I barely had to drive 2 minutes past the post office to get out here. So even though this might not qualify as a true super bloom, even if the geologists say that we're not having a super bloom, in my world, every bloom is super. You know what I mean? Sometimes these things are in the eye of the beholder. Look at that. There's my rig, parked at the side of this lonely desert highway, rolling through some of the harshest and most desolate territory this side of Death Valley, which at this time of year doesn't seem that harsh after all. Oh, I feel like there's some kind of lesson in that for all of us. But the thing that strikes me is that these wildflowers, purple and yellow, are the exact same colors James is painting our Quonset hut. So even if the biologists say there's no super bloom this year, well, the Quonset hut is blooming, and it feels like everything in my world is coming up roses. Tune in next week to Tacopa Island to find out what happens next.